Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Steve Hill joins us, head of the Las Vegas Convention Authority, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up-to-date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're delighted to welcome back to the program Steve Hill. He is the CEO and president of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Pleasure to have you back on the program, sir.
Glad to be back, Sam. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Let's start out, of course, with Formula One. It seems like an unbelievable success. So many things to talk about concerned with that. First of all, just watching it, I watched it on ESPN because I don't have quite the extra dollars to come down and indulge. But it's amazing to realize that what you're looking at on ESPN are streets that I normally drive on, going through the Las Vegas Strip, and suddenly they have become this incredible racetrack with all kinds of advertising, digital advertising, with every leading brand in the world represented, including, of course, Las Vegas. I have to think that a big portion of your time during Formula One was spent talking to business leaders from these great companies about opportunities for them to bring convention business to Las Vegas. Am I right?
Yeah, no, that's certainly the case. And it's not just me, it's our entire sales
Sure.
team that takes advantage of the opportunity. There's really no bigger spotlight that is on Las Vegas, particularly internationally, than the race. The spectacle of those cars running down Las Vegas Boulevard at 225 miles an hour is just something you can't beat. And you're right. The backdrop is, every brand in Las Vegas, as well as, in particular this year, brands recognize Las Vegas as the place to be displayed, to come out with their partnership with Formula One, whether that was Disney or Lego or obviously American Express or LVMH or all of those, international brands were here. And it's great for them, but it's also great for Las Vegas to be associated with, and we are one of the biggest brands in the world.
It would be interesting to have a convention that was literally all of those advertisers, CEOs, and presidents coming into a room and discussing what else they could do. because that firepower is just unbelievable. I also, I don't know if Treasure Island is a sponsor, but their signage sure gets a good shot all the way around that race.
Yeah, no, you can see, obviously the signs that we have on Las Vegas Boulevard are world renowned and big and in front. And yeah, you can see everything about Las Vegas rolling down that broadcast.
All right, so let's talk about a couple of things. And I understand if you can't say, but I'm just curious what your preliminary numbers are as far as attendance, how well the casino properties did. Was it in baccarat? Was it in just regular gaming? What were the highlights that are, and room rates, things like that are coming into you so far?
Yeah, and what we have so far is anecdotal. It is, kind of just conversational with the properties following the race, because we won't get numbers like that until, we get some of those numbers because they're state reported or local government reported. But like the economic impact number, we'll probably get in March or April. This race was the race where the everybody involved learned from the first two, and it really matured this year. The economic impact might not be what it was completely in year one, because the demand for the first year's race is going to be higher than any other subsequent race. But last year's economic impact was $934 million. Frankly, I'll be surprised if it doesn't beat that number this year. They sold more tickets. The attendance was somewhat higher this year than it was last year. Room rates were stable and moving up as we got closer to the race, which was different than what we saw in year two. And so all of those things, and really more, kind of indicate that this overall, as you look at a balanced scorecard for this race, it was the best race that we've had.
And were you seeing reports or hearing reports from owners and presidents from properties outside of the track, and even going down as far as downtown, telling you that they were seeing improved attendance for their events, because it seemed like they finally figured out that this, to me at least, this has to be like NFR, where you don't necessarily go to the race, but every property is going to have events tied into Formula One. And so if you can't make it to the race because they're sold out of tickets, you can still go to somewhere else and have a great time connected to Formula One.
Yeah, and kind of interestingly, and this, Formula One's a little different than NFR that's in town right now.
Yeah, the cars go a little faster than the horses.
Well, that is certainly the case. Although I'd make an argument it's harder to ride that bull than it is the Red Bull. Anyway, what we've done, for example, downtown, is created a music festival that some of the Formula One crowd goes to, but it's an entire spectrum of attendees. And I went down Friday night, I saw pictures from Saturday night and Sunday, and it looked stronger than New Year's Eve and underneath the canopy down there. It was just a spectacular turnout downtown, and that really helped lift the race. The properties outside of the circuit struggled the first year. And I think it was predominantly caused by folks who would normally think about coming to Las Vegas feeling like, well, maybe Formula One is going to overwhelm the city. And what we learned is it doesn't. It fills about half the rooms. It is a great event around the circuit, but you need alternative programming. You need everything that Las Vegas has to offer, in addition to Formula One, for Las Vegas to be Las Vegas. So, we had football game. We had a Monday night game that week. We had a Sunday game that week. The Knights played that week. UNLV played Hawaii that week. We had the Neon City Festival downtown. We had all of those different offerings, which really elevated the entire week for everybody in the destination.
When Formula One first came up, it was the concept was a 10-year event. But with the amount of money that Formula One has already invested into Las Vegas and the community outreach that they are pushing dramatically over the last year, It seems to me that this is really looking to be, like NFR, a multi-year event beyond 10 years.
Well, we think so too. And different folks had different ideas on the length when we started. The deal that we made first was for 3 years. We have extended that for 2. So they're settled here for 5. What we really think now is the next step in improving the experience for everybody involved, including everybody here locally, is for all the stakeholders to invest the money that it takes to take that next step. And that's going to be, the bridge at Flamingo and Koval is a disruptive thing to build and tear down every year. The lighting that is at times taking up lanes, both on Las Vegas Boulevard, but also, Koval, Harmon, Sands, could be improved with investment that would take time to recoup. So we're going to have the conversation around what's the right next investment to make, how long do you need in order to recoup that, and to make it better for Formula One and the race and the people who are guests who come for that race, but also for the community. And look at an extension that is, longer than a few years at a time.
And absolutely, I mean, the president of Formula One has said, to invest, the kind of money you're talking about, you need to have an extended contract to say that this can be paid for as part of that. What about the private planes at the local airports? Did that exceed what you've seen in the first 2 years this year?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the count was. What I do know is that the airport has, invested some money in Henderson and other places and at Reed in order to accommodate more. And they have improved our ability to do that. It is, still record level numbers of private planes, but they've responded to that really well and have figured out ways to accommodate all that.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. So much more to talk to you about. Steve Hill is here from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
It's the most wonderful time to win during the $125,000 Holiday Cash Frenzy at Tamarack Casino. Every Saturday, unwrap thousands in cash and free play. Don't miss the grand finale December 27th. We're gifting $20,000 in cash guaranteed. 'Tis the season for good times at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Steve Hill. He is the CEO and president of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. So we've talked about Formula One, and you go right into NFR, the National Finals Rodeo. It's been going on forever and just incredibly successful. I'm presuming it's just as big a boom this year as it has been in previous years, and gives you this double whammy of Formula One backed up by NFR in what was traditionally the two slowest weeks of the year.
Yeah, no, that's right, Sam. This is the 40th year that NFR has been here. It's not only a tradition for Las Vegas, but it's just hugely important to the city. It is a time of year that without the NFR here, we'd be slow, and it makes that change makes a huge difference for the city. And we could add CES to that. When you look at CES following on the heels of NFR and F1, but this is a stretch of time that it's hard to find replacements, and certainly replacements of that quality. I mean, you
Sure.
just don't get those kinds of things. And we're very fortunate to be in Las Vegas and to be so attractive that we can attract the events of that stature.
Yes, and for those that may not know, CES is the Consumer Electronics Show, and that's pretty much your biggest show of the year, correct?
It is. It is. That SEMA gives it a run for its money right before Formula One. I mean, this stretch that we go through with big events from the beginning of November, really well into a month of next year, is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, to say the least. One of the things, and just going back to Formula One for a second, but it almost applies to everything else. When the Sphere was being built, did you think it would have the dramatic effect it has had on the skyline of Las Vegas and its potential for just being this worldwide attraction in every shot of Las Vegas you take?
Well, we had some concept of that. I mean, I've been pretty excited about the Sphere since I saw it for the first time, and I saw they came out with the announcement that they were going to build this just slightly before I started here at the LVCVA, and it was like, wow, that is remarkable. Now, could they do it? Could they finish it? I mean, there was all that chatter around um, those questions when they were under construction. And then, is it going to live up to what's been described? And, and what's interesting to me is it's more than lived up to what it's described. It's something that if you pay to put your advertising on the outside of that, it immediately goes viral. And you get it's not inexpensive, but you get more than your money's worth. There's value there. But it is a gift for Las Vegas. I mean, it is a part of our skyline. Is what people look for often first. And then what happens inside has become a reason in and of itself for people to come.
The Wizard of Oz ticket sales were just phenomenal. My family and I came down to see it a couple of weeks ago, and it is an amazing experience. The amount of tickets sold is unbelievable, and the technology unbelievable. For those that may not know, this Sphere costs more than Allegiant Stadium, which you helped put together. Did that blow your mind in the fact of the cost of this?
Oh, sure, sure. I mean, it's billions here, billions there. Pretty soon you've got a lot of money, right? It, but it has performed. I mean, it has been. I hope it's worth it for the investors. But it has been fantastic for Las Vegas. There's just nothing like it, and there's not going to be for some time.
Yeah, John Castellameta is going to be on the program in a couple of days, a show we taped last week. And the ticket sales just for the Wizard of Oz are phenomenal. One thing I wanted to ask you about, concerned with this, is the technology is available because of the amount of speakers and the computer programming, that there's 17,500 seats in there. And they can direct different audio to every seat in different languages. So I could be listening to it in English. Somebody sitting next to me could be listening to it in German, and so on. Have you had much inquiry from convention business who want to come in and utilize the technology beyond movies and concerts?
Well, we have, and really it's come largely from the big tech companies. Now, Delta did a keynote. Ed Bastian, the CEO of Delta, did a keynote last year at CES. Lenovo's doing one this year. Hewlett Packard has been in there and done that. And I think you'll see more and more of that happen. It's not an inexpensive thing to do, but it is so exceptional when you do that. I mean, when Ed Bastian spoke, they made the whole inside of the sphere feel like you were in the cockpit of a plane landing, and you could feel it. I mean, your stomach would leave as you go over a mountaintop kind of feel to it. I mean, and so you can't replicate that kind of experience, and it is a real attraction.
Paul Steelman, the noted architect, who I'm sure you're familiar with, said on this program that every other entertainment venue is going to have to up their game because of the Sphere.
Well, that's I think literally true, but very difficult to do. What they've built and the investment that they've made is hard to replicate. I'm sure Paul understands that you're going to have to do something different, but you're going to have to remain competitive in order to compete with something like the Sphere. Now, Allegiant's doing a great job of that, and they probably have their best lineup coming in 2026. T-Mobile does that. There's so many great venues in town, and every experience is different. But stepping it up in Las Vegas is what we're all about.
To say the least. Okay, let's take another break. We'll be back with Steve Hill right after this timeout.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the heat back on today. Call us today and we'll fix it today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why freeze for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your furnace fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This holiday season, say aloha to winning big with the Carson Valley Inn's $250,000 Hawaiian holiday giveaways. Unwrap the fun with $500 Southwest gift cards and mini vacations every Saturday. And $60,000 in grand prize Hawaiian vacations or cash. The islands are calling, only at the Carson Valley Inn.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Steve Hill. He's the CEO and president of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. So there are things beyond your control in terms of advertising and marketing. The problems with the U.S. government and Canada and Mexico, international business, and then Spirit Airlines in a bankruptcy, one of your largest conveyors. Obviously, there has been a downturn and not helped by massive social media campaigns. But it seems like everybody is addressing the concerns. As you look at this, how far out do you see it before it really turns around to where you're back to normal business in terms of people coming and the kind of monies that they should be spending? And I'm sure that you have put in contingency plans for times like this.
Sure. Well, I will say, and I say this here at the LVCVA all the time, you're almost never completely in control of what you want to achieve. You don't control all the variables out there. In in any aspect of what your goals are. Doesn't mean it changes your goals. And so we want to make sure that Vegas continues to thrive, and we're confident it will do that. I mean, there's just no place like this city. In terms of real complete recovery, I think it's not necessarily tied to the calendar as much as it is tied to consumer sentiment. We see consumer sentiment, consumer confidence at a real low point in comparison to the last decades. It's some of those statistics are as low as they have been, and it causes people, and an expanding number of people, to be concerned about their financial situation, their job, what the outlook, they lack certainty, and they'll look for discretionary ways to be more conservative than they have been in the past. Until those numbers start to turn, it's a headwind for Las Vegas. So we're doing everything we can to fight through that headwind. I think the city's done a really good job of that. We're starting to see numbers improve, and we're still really confident. I mean, this is just a slowdown. It is not the crises that we've seen in pandemics or great recessions or those types of events. But we want to get back to actual growth and not just getting back to the numbers that we saw in 2019.
I have like 100 more questions for you, but we are sadly out of time. So will you please come back soon and let's talk some more?
Happy to do it anytime, Sam.
Thank you, Steve Hill, and we'll be right back after this timeout.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Check out our archives section on NevadaNewsmakers.com. Great interviews going back as far as 2002. Really worth watching. We'll see you on the next broadcast.